Well, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, a lot of these men and women have made huge investments. I've got a constituent of mine up in Lyons, Ferris Industries, that's done a great deal, put in their own combustible biomass unit, supplies power to the local community. They're a fairly isolated community at very reasonable rates. You know, without this, it's going to go through the roof. I think that a lot of the stuff that's been implemented by a lot of these different businesses. I have businesses right here, Blue Heron Paper Company, done a lot to improve a lot of its output and stuff. Actually got awards for reducing particulate matter, and now they're being asked to go the extra mile. So I think between that and the boiler standards that they're coming out with, it's going to be really, really difficult for folks. Oregon has a great reputation stepping up. Biomass is one of the great tools that binds urban and rural America, urban and rural Oregon together. It's a great way to get in there and create healthy forests. We've been preaching that for a long time. It's a nice bipartisan issue. Congressman Greg Walden has been preaching this for a long time. I've got clients that are, I'm a veterinarian in the real world, constituents that are very interested in continuing to build plants and or augment the plants they've got. But they're afraid. I mean, there could be a huge economic impact here if we just don't get behind the fact that biomass is a very legitimate, historically efficient way to, frankly, reduce our carbon footprint, create energy independence, and create a lot of green energy jobs. And that's what our forest communities need the most, and our forests need the most, too. That it's really important that we change the attitude of EPA. EPA, from my 1 year's experience in Congress, it's shocking how out of touch they are. When I asked some of the staff people about what their biggest concern was about getting into the forest, getting that slash out, instead of burning it and creating, you know, a dirty carbon footprint, let's sequester that stuff, let's use that for combustible biomass. They were concerned about deforestation. That's the comment they made. And so I'm thinking, these people are so out of touch that it's very important that congressional folks, hopefully other people in the industry here in our great state that are pioneers and leaders, been pioneers and leaders for years. I have people making charcoal briquettes that are doing a wonderful job. I've got people doing all sorts of innovative community service deals. We've actually introduced legislation from the Northwest based on that to try and use combustible biomass to actually help power schools, hospitals, other buildings in the local communities where it's so expensive that we can't get the power that they need. So I just think it's really important for folks to understand that this is not the forests of the 1970s. This is a new, I think, cutting-edge renewable energy forest of the 21st century. Let's let them do what they do best. Well, we've been very specific with Lisa Jackson. We've co-sponsored a letter with a bunch of other members, bipartisan letter, I think up to 63 members, saying that it's totally unacceptable. Right now, EPA is rewriting history. Their own research shows that biomass, combustible biomass is carbon neutral, and they've taken some unilateral stance with no scientific evidence whatsoever to say the opposite. So it's you know, they're playing politics, which I think is unfortunate. We really need to have all people in the room here, and it's a win-win-win to go back to having that as you know, carbon neutral. I think it's very, very disconcerting to those of us that have rural representations with a lot of forests that they're changing the science here.